Hello there, this is Fragger here from the community side of AchievementHunter.com, here with the first of my series of videos in the game, Condemned to Bloodshot. We're going to be gold plating all the levels. We're going to start with level 1 here, of course. But gold plating requires you to 100% the level by getting all the responses, all the televisions, all the leaders, and all the secondary objectives, and perfects on all the investigations. Now, here's the first response. There we go. You just got to press A when it prompts you on the screen. I'll be trying to give you guys enough setup on them so you know when they're coming, because there's a few in this game that kind of catch you by surprise. But there we go. There's your first response. This level only has responses, emitters, television, and secondary objectives. There is no investigations on this. You don't have to worry about the secondary objective that much. It's a little annoying, but I can't exactly give you guys a counter for that one because it's a little too easy. I can give you guys milestones. Like, you want to be at enter this room by this and this room by this. I'm also going to try to tell you guys about all the no return areas, but here we go right here. Second response. There you go. If you don't do it, he will fidget the door open, but it's just cooler to kick down the door. So this game is very fun. I don't know why people didn't play this, which is why this is part of my another series I'm doing called the Dust Collectors. It's got a very good story. It's very fun. You get to beat hobos with bricks. I mean, there's not much better than that. And it's got a decent multiplayer, but no one plays it. So, Here goes your third response right here. We'll be all pointing at the guy. I go, "I don't like your face. Your metal braces are crazy." And shit happens. So after you get the shit beaten out of you because you're a little wanker, you wake up and it's a little different out. So, kind of reorient yourself, grab some health, and you could probably get the achievement self-medicated in the very first level. I know I did. So, once this metal stuff comes off, I know I would just curl up in a corner and cry. But of course, you're the main character of a video game, you kind of can't do that. So, you're going to teach you how to use your television, so you're all like, I'm going to tune this in. Which, by the achievement for getting all television is Tune in Tokyo. Interesting, huh? But I recommend watching all the televisions because they do give you some information on what to do and what not to do. But then sometimes something like this happens. Well, what's on your face? You eat too much licorice? Oh my god, it's all over my face. It's in my raccoon wounds. Now, as soon as you go inside the little scary area, you go down the stairs, and you start fighting guys. This is when the combat really kicks in, and you start learning the fact that, combat's not easy. So, you gotta kind of learn it, which is, I recommend using your fists a lot, because they do quite good damage. As soon as someone's on the ground and they're tumbling, if you kick them, usually you'll kill them, so it helps out quite a bit. But, right there, you want to throw things at emitters, you don't want to punch them. There's one area to punch them, and it kind of sucks. There we go. We're kind of cruising along here. We have 3, 1, and 2. Nice little counter on the bottom. Really helps out, doesn't it? So after this one, we're gonna kind of go away here, and we're gonna go. Once you go up the stairs and fight the guy with the television, you go up more stairs, and there's another television. So you gotta tune in this one, and he tells you pretty much the world's going to shit, and you're like, no, really? I could never have figured that one out myself. Thanks a lot, guy. But yeah, pretty much blah 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 blah. I have pants. So I'm gonna cut to a little achievement here, which is you do your first environmental kill, because I got a good one on this one. I'm like, why don't you just watch some television? And more zingers like that, and there you go. Final word. Let's bring that one up here on the screen. Pow. Final word. First achievement. You've completed your first environmental finishing move. You do enough of them, you get another achievement too. Now, once the guy bursts through the window, you beat him, you go through the window again, you're gonna get your next response. Like, I don't like your pants! And he kind of walks off because, you don't like his pants. A little bit further on, you're going to start bumping into some more licorice here on the ground. This guy just OD'd on licorice. You can see it all over the place. It's kind of gross. But a nice little thing to keep in mind is as soon as you see a pile of bricks, you're going to be wanting to use them. Just grab a brick here. See that emitter? Go pow! There you go. 2 out of 3. Get on for good luck and watch some television. So, so you can throw another guy's head through it, I guess. You never know. So we're going to hop ahead here in a couple of seconds to the next response, which is once you go through the door covered in slime, you'll see a sliding door. This is kind of natural progression. so don't really worry about it, but it's kind of helping you out because that area is really confusing. Once again, you're saying, I don't like how you're dressed, and he kind of ignores you. Now, once you drop down this ladder, which you never do again in the game, which you're like, take a look at this, now never use it again, which I don't get, you know. Let's introduce something and never use it again, unless I'm a complete idiot, but, I've beaten the game, it's been a little while since I've beaten it. Oh god, more licorice. But I'm at the lodge level as of this recording, doing my recordings, and I haven't seen it yet. But here's where I'm gonna give you guys a new name for these things. These little goo guys that attack you. Everyone calls them slimes or whatever. I call them licorice monsters, just because the fact that it's a licorice monster just sounds ridiculously awesome. Now we've finished the emitters with that one. That was the third. Here we're gonna hit the fifth. And this one's a natural progression of the level. You're going to bump into it. Just watch the left-hand side of your screen. And there's almost no way you can miss it. If you do, there's something really weird and creepy about you. Ah, too much liquor. Yeah, so that's pretty much it for the stuff that you have to collect during the level. And here's the final response, where he's all like, help me, and you're like, dude, I'm gonna get in there. Licorice monsters, dude! So, there we go. There's all the responses and whatnot, and now we're gonna take care of everything else by going in this dark room. That's the point of no return, by the way. Once you go through that, you can't go back. So, if you miss the television in the room before, that was your last chance, but, you know. Yeah, so you can tell, this room is very dark. I don't know why, but it's very dark. Now, this is where you're gonna want to be keeping an eye on your back button with your objectives, because of the fact that you have to destroy sacks. Yes, that's right. You have to burst open sacks in this game. It's kind of disturbing, even especially if you're a dude, to burst open somebody's sack. You can see them there dangling from the ceiling. You don't really want to use a ranged weapon like I'm using. I mean, close combat weapon. It doesn't really work that way. You're going to be finding a lot of licorice monsters in here, so just kind of keep that in mind. But you want to have a weapon in your hand for the one coming up, because there's a pile of bricks, but there's a sack in the way. So you have to tear the sack open. Right there, and there a goo monster falls out. But, pretty much you want to stay here, grab bricks, and just throw them at the ceiling. You want to look at the ceiling. Ceiling is where you actually get your best point of view. I mean, you can actually see more on the ceiling than you can by looking straight ahead. I mean, you know, because it's, you know, closer, I guess. But, by the time you finish this room, you want to have, actually not around, you want to have exactly 10 sacks burst open with their goo on the ground, filled with soccer balls, I guess, because they're that big. Maybe volleyballs size, testicles. I mean, testicles? I barely knew them. What? I don't get these jokes. But all in all, you know, it's not too difficult. This is probably one of the easier, I would say the most difficult easy one. There's more difficult ones, and there's much easier ones. This one's easy, but it's just difficult because you can't see. There, I'm at 6. You'll see me every now and then, especially in this area, where I keep popping it up because I want to pay attention to how many I've killed. Because the first time I did this, when I first played it, I didn't get it. And I was like, whatever, I don't need to, because what you get in this level, if you silver, you just get brass knuckles. And you're like, oh, brass knuckles. They upgrade your left hand, that's cool. And not until I beat the game after I beat the game the first time, started being an FPS where I started unlocking the ones that didn't complete gold shield in the first wave through. You get brass knuckles with a knife in them. You'll see them in the next video. They are completely badass and they're awesome. But I'm gonna give you guys a little hint on combat, especially when it comes to being surprised. And this game, oh, there we go. That there, when you see that thing on the right hand side, that's where the next room starts. So we want 10 by the time you walk into this room here. But what I was saying is, when the right hand side, that's your combo meter or your craziness meter. When that slides out, that's when there's enemies nearby. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't, especially when it's like inconsequential guys. But this is why you don't want to walk up to them, because all of a sudden Kirsten Dunst pops out and wants to reperform the kiss from Spider-Man. If you fail, you have to punch her, and I don't know, I feel a little sorry for her, so I just don't want to punch her in the face. It just doesn't feel cool. But we're almost done here. There's only 15 if I remember correctly. I think I could be wrong. It could be like 16 or it could be 20, but it's like 15 or so. But you want to have 10 by the time you exit that room. Now it's very dark, as you can see, so I'm trying to keep this video running just because if I don't, I will get lost and I won't know where I'm filming here. You see there the thing slid out when enemies are nearby. It's going to slide back in a second, right about now. But, you know, just keep an eye on it for the rest of the video now. So, right as it slides out, you know I'm going to be attacked. And that's the thing where if you double tap a certain direction to fight, you're going to get him. There we go. That's one I missed. And Kirsten Dunst again. So, I guess these sacks were, like, Kirsten Dunst production lines. Whatnot, but, you know. There's one on the left-hand side, and there's one on the right-hand side. I'm like, I know there's one on the left. So I go to the left, and I'm like, sure enough, there it is. You see it slid out there before I was attacked. I'm wondering because it's still kind of out. There we go, boom. Yeah, there's not much more to talk about in this level because this level's very creepy. It's one of the creepier levels in the game. Wait until I do the SCU building level where on my personal account you will be seeing the full level for those of you who have not played the game, because that is the creepiest motherfucking level in this game. It actually, there you go, see it slid out, enemy. But it kind of beats out the rest of the first game too, and just sheer creep factor up until the very, very end. There we go. We're just about done here. I'm gonna grab this last guy. I'm actually gonna be able to break him here. Go, pa! So, where you see the shotgun on the left, that's pretty much the end. But here we go. We're going to show you here. Once it fades back in, there we go. We are gold-plated. So we got everything. And we got beat cops, beat the first level. So there we go. And there's your brass knuckles of good times. So, hopefully I'll see you guys again. This has been Fragger here from the Achievement Hunter community site. And I will see you all later. Check back achievementer.com for more videos. Bye.